Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you, angels? Welcome, welcome to Live with Love. Not quite 11:11, not quite 12:12 Colorado time, but yet showing up and here. So, what are we going to talk about today? I wanted to speak a little bit about something that occurred with me. Something that occurred with me that I thought I was done with. We all have these different states that we go into when we feel like our body and our nervous system is in fight or flight, right? And I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about this because you guys see me showing up here with you, and there are messages that come in about presence and the now and the breath to you, and we practice the breath to come back to here, right? To come back to the heart. And it's just, what do I want to say here? I just want to show you the realness of me. Because all these different tools that I apply in my life and that I bring to all of you to hopefully apply in your life as well, and to get you on the path that you want to be on. And what path is it on? That's like the path of the heart, right? It's the path of being the witness, being able to look at what happens around you and not get sucked up in it. And I bring those tools to you. Hey, I too. I don't know how to say that. Great to have you here. Those tools I bring to you, I authentically show up and I give you those tools because I utilize those tools. But there are times when, even though you have all the right tools, you might find yourself in a bit of suction happening when you experience certain things in the outside world that I could say they're unexpected, but really it has to do with expectations. So maybe that's what this is about too, is expectations. The expectations that we have for ourselves, the expectations that we have for others in our life, and sometimes our human gets in this place where they're just like hurt, right? There's like no other way to say it except a person feels hurt in some way. But also a person can feel hurt and still kind of keep their wits about them, keep their heart about them. That was not me. That was not me. Just 2 days ago, I realized, like, after whatever occurred for me, to witness about myself, to witness about others, it was something that completely just set my nervous system on fire, basically. Completely set it on fire, turned it topsy-turvy. I was in a state where I just couldn't seem to function. And in one part, it's a little worrying. In another part, I feel like, remember on a couple lives that I've been telling you that there are different ways of being that we have been in that are surfacing and are being let go of. some of this is happening in our external world when it comes to what we see with education, government, financial systems changing. We're also experiencing it in our personal life. So what I caught myself doing, just to give you an example, was I was in a place where I felt ganged up on. And it's kind of natural when you feel ganged up on to go into a place of survival mode and of protection and of wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, feeling like you're not seen, feeling like you're not heard, and your nervous system reacting. And my nervous system decided to completely almost check out. It was really strange. I don't want to say check out because it didn't quite do that. I've seen states where people go into, in the last couple years, I've been privy to states where people are in this place of non-functionality. And I wasn't exactly there, but I will say, and I will admit to you that I totally went into a habit that I hadn't done and I felt ages, at least the last 10 years, and that was binge watching movies. And I'm not knocking this like it's a bad thing, bad people for binge watching. It's just that for me, that was kind of an addiction. People talk about addictions to different things, right? For me, binge watching was, or just TV in general. It started with TV, it moved on to movies, and when Netflix came around, holy crap, I was so sucked in that I was listening to something wherever I went. And this could be, this could be applied to social media stuff too, all the different shorts that come up basically, or other, social media stuff, what they have coming up, and just shh, 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 or constantly needing to listen to something, right? And I caught myself in a bit of a spiral, and I caught myself, wow, the immense sadness that was coming up out of my body, out of my cells. And thankfully, I was in a place where I could be alone and I could work through some of these things. So if I'm mentioning anything that has ever happened to you currently where you thought you had things all good to go, and then something occurred and your body just completely just wanted to be offline, basically, and I kept asking myself the questions, because this is what I do. I go through these steps and I'm like, all right, what do I need right now? Can I breathe? That's the first step, breath. Can I breathe through this? Can I calm down my nervous system in this way? What is needed at this time, right? And in the past, I might have gone through different spiritual teachings. I would have gone through my breath. I might have gotten quiet, and I did get quiet. But what was resurfacing were these old patterns of wanting to completely be unconscious, because that's what we do when we watch our movies and we go in and we watch our shows and our series. It is being unconscious. Why? Because frankly, the reality we're seeing is too much for us. And we're like, I gotta escape. I gotta go. I'm hitchhiking out of here. Let's be a minute. I totally didn't turn off I'm gonna see if I can do this while I'm live with you guys. Hi, Daniel. How you doing? Oh, thanks for the compliment. Anyway, let me make sure here. Hold on a second. I'm just going to put my phone focus all on you guys. There we go. Now we shouldn't have any interruptions. So that was an old pattern of mine, to just watch and watch and watch. But what I noticed was my body, it was like it went too far. There's an edge of thought, and you can be on, I like Abraham Hicks says this, like the leading edge of thought or the bleeding edge of thought. And I definitely went to the bleeding edge of thought. Why? How do you know? It's because you're having the thoughts that do not serve you. They do not help you in functioning in life. They do not help you in taking care of things. I had a whole list that day of things to take care of. A lot of technical paperwork. Had a choice. I could be working on painting and doing different things with this instant booking I'm creating here in Colorado. But all that felt comfortable to do in my body was watch a movie. Because I asked myself too, like, do I need to just sleep? And it was no, I like needed to calm down. And then I caught myself watching like a positive movie, and then I caught myself going into an old pattern and watching a movie that was like slightly depressing. That was kind of like one of those dark comedy kind of things, but you really identify with some of the characters, and you just continue watching it, right? So my point is, this is not to give you guys a hard time. It's not to give me a hard time, but we are going to have times in our life, even through all the work we do, at least for now, where it's going to come up where you're going to feel like you're losing it. You're going to feel like you can't handle it. You're going to feel like there's something to blame, or someone to blame. But when it comes down to it, there is no one to blame. There is no one to blame for the fact that I felt ganged up on. It was I will tell you, it is an old emotion that came up from a long time ago where a similar dynamic was happening. And I remember this was pretty early in my spiritual path. And I remember talking to people about counseling, and when people talk about counseling, by the way, and somebody possibly spews that at you, like counseling is needed or we need to go to counseling, it's because they don't feel like their voice is heard. They don't feel like people understand. They don't feel like they can be honest and not be put down for it. So that's kind of the thing behind counseling. It gives people a neutral space to be able to talk about whatever subjects come up. So all of you out there that are in counseling and sticking with it, good job. Because it does help to at least be able to improve your communication as well as other people's communication. I just found myself in a state that I hadn't seen before. So I wanted to be honest about it. I feel like this has happened a couple times, not like this, but I've mentioned a couple times about old stuff coming up, being unearthed, we're disclosing stuff, and we're going to experience from now until 2030 a lot of different types of disclosure, and we have experienced a lot of, where the light comes in to unshadow those things that have been hidden for quite some time. And it's a good thing that all this came up and that I went through this. What I will say is those coping mechanisms that I had in particular, that I felt a deep sadness. I felt a sadness that I hadn't felt in a very long time, actually. That sadness, I'd say, long time. Okay. 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, long time, right? You'd think that isn't very long, but it feels like a long time. And you feel when you go down this path and you apply these tools, like you're like, okay, I'm getting there. I'm mastering the self. That's what self-mastery is all about, is mastering the thoughts that come in, mastering the feelings. How do we want to feel? Can we switch up that feeling? Not about bypassing and not feeling, but when you really need to feel into those things. I wanted to escape. I was in a place where I was just like, I need out. And I did. And I watched and I watched and I watched. And I just babied myself. I did one of those things you do when you're a kid where you just kind of crawl up in a bed, right? And get cozy. And I had a dog with me. And I had a dog with me because I felt unappreciated. So I was like, you know what? Dog's coming with me today. I'm gonna borrow this dog and I'm gonna take this dog for a walk, which I did sort of, but not nearly what I wanted to do. And it just goes to show you where you can be in your frame of mind, right? There are other ways that I've adjusted coping mechanisms for like extreme situations or experiences in the past. And that would be to dance it out. That would be to breathe. That would be to get quiet. That would be to go on a long walk or do something really exerting, right? Like get down and do some push-ups. Do some kickboxing, right? And I chose different, right? And it's okay that I chose different. Just wanted to let you guys know, right, that it's not all perfect, and yet it is all perfect. Why? Well, by the next day, I got up and I could have chosen, I felt in my body like I wanted to continue that pattern. In the past, years ago, it would take me about 2 to 3 days. It was like I would call it like a mild form of depression that would arise in me, like a sadness based on where I was in life at the time. And I always got to a point where I never let it get further because I knew when it were to get further, it would almost be that point of no return, like the hole that you just get lost in. And I never wanted to go there. I knew it could be there, but I didn't want to step into that place. So the next day, when I was feeling like my body wanted to go through the same pattern, although I was a lot calmer, I completely switched everything up. I put on some music. I did some somatic dance. I didn't follow somebody else. I did my own somatic dance, which I found out I can do quite well, actually. And who knows, maybe I will be the one offering that through my memberships online instead of me having a guest come and do it. Although there is someone on Instagram that I absolutely love, and it would be so great if she would do that with me as like part of a, I don't know, once a month thing. Because she does the somatic movement quite frequently. It's her passion. And me, I love it. I don't know if it's my passion, but I definitely was having a great time. I was pretending. I was pretending that I was instructing others, and I was taking myself through a series of moves, like 3 or 4 at a time, and I was having fun. And just that movement, somatic movement and breath, completely helped kind of shift some things. Then I put on some affirmation type music that had to do with abundance and, you know, everything is always there for me and everything is already here. And it helped, right? It helped. So all of you are going to have different ways in which you come out of those slumpy moments that we all have. And I encourage you to apply them. Is there anything else I want to say about this? Just that it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. Because it teaches you a lot about yourself. I was able to see where I went past that point of no return when it came to my thoughts and the lack of appreciation that I was feeling for certain energies being put forth toward a certain subject, right? But I also noticed when I decided to just leave that, the normal me I would have been this person. It has to do with people pleasing too, right? You know, this, you know, letting people know what's going on, excusing myself from what was happening, and then taking my leave. I did none of that. I gathered some things after whatever was complete, and I left and took care of myself. And so it's okay to do that. When you need to have time to yourself, there's been people I know that have a great friend and they can go stay a couple days with a friend, right? Regroup, kind of reorient, reharmonize where you want to be in your state of being. Because what happens when we get in that state where things start whirling around us and we feel like we're lost, which I'm still amazed, this hasn't happened to me in so long. That lost feeling, feels like there's something that wants to come in about feeling lost. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to breathe a little bit. Check out the comments. Larry Dickerson. Hello, Daniel. Everybody, hello. It's so hard for me to say people's names sometimes. Chris and March. Want money, QT. Hello. Am I single? I am one. I am one with all. None of us are single. Okay. Is there something that wants to be... This is what happens. If it's your first time here, this is what happens sometimes. I talk about different things. I breathe with people. And occasionally I get an inkling that something wants to come out about being lost. That's what it is today, about feeling lost. By the way, before I ask that question and bring in curiosity and bring in those beings that want to communicate, there will be a recording. It's not a great audio, just going to tell you up front, but it's an audio that came up for another person that has to do with when we sometimes neglect or abandon ourselves. That was a transmission that came in that I did through like a voice memo, so I'll be posting that if that seems to be resonant with you. It might have to do with like some of this stuff coming into of feeling lost, then check that out. I'll be re-recording it. The sound is still going to be, you know, fan in the background, but you'll get the point of the message. Okay? So if you will, take a deep breath with me. I kind of have these cards here too. I feel like I want to pick a card. We'll see. But let's take a deep breath. Ready? Deep breath in. Pause. Breathe out. Letting all the air out of your belly button. Check out your shoulders. Is one higher than the other? If it is, push it on back. Push the other one on back. Feel a little twist in your hips. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Connecting to the earth, the waters, the land. Breathing in through the heart, pulling that energy up, circulating, getting a picture of two koi circulating within the heart system, kind of the yin and yang. Two koi, a light and a dark. Breathing in, opening crown, bringing in source energy. Continue to breathe. Feel your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your roots extended to the roots of all. Breathing, calming, harmonizing. The feeling of a lost. Many of you feel or have felt like you don't belong here, that this place is not for you. Although chose to come here. Your thoughts. Your thoughts bring all into form. Your thoughts combined with feeling, your desires. Being lost can feel like being alone. There is no alone. We are here to support you in all ways. Always, in all ways. There is an illusion of separation. This separation has been taught to you from the time that you were here. You were taught to separate from others. You were taught that you are an individual. You may have thought that you don't want to be like everybody else and gone down many alternative paths. The truth is, you, we, her are all one. When you break away from this oneness, that would be a most common feeling, to feel lost. For it is a cutting off of, a squeezing off of your connection to the source of who you are. You get frustrated when you are not heard. You get frustrated when you are misunderstood, because you know of this oneness. You know of a different way of being Yes, a different way of being. A different way of being than you've been taught. Hmm. Breathe. You are meant to be one with all. You are meant to collaborate and create. You are meant to walk down the street and say hello to each other. You are meant to walk down the street and hold eye contact. You are meant to give and to receive. When there is something that happens in the external world that is to the contrary, your nervous system reacts. Your mind steps in with thought. And it can be a bit of a toilet bowl situation. Where whatever needs to pass through you is not allowed. And it is not allowed, not by another, but by you, dear ones. You stop the allowing. The feelings that arise because of the uncomfortableness to flush and flow through you. And therefore, you remain in the pile. I didn't want to say in the shit. You remain in the shit that circles around, and you wonder why. Why am I standing here in wet shoes, allowing this to stay stuck, allowing this to remain, when all you have to do is breathe or move, redirect your attention to what would feel good at the time. Notice all the information arising that your nervous system, your guidance system is letting you know about, and realize that you are the one with the flushing handle at your touch. Allow these emotions and feelings as they arise, and they will, to be noticed, and allow them to pass through and flush out. Old things arising. When these informations, these emotions are left as floaters, the body feels like a victim. Then the personality feels like a victim. Turn to that which will empower you in those moments. When feeling disempowered, ask, what could switch this up currently? What action possibly if an action needs to be taken, would assist me in feeling more empowered in this particular experience. As you reach for empowerment, you reach for the flushing handle. And the water begins to flow once again and spiral down. The feeling of lost is an illusion, and it is one that many of you create for yourselves. Lost, loneliness. Often suffering is created by the mind and then swishing around the emotions. Breathe in, breathe out. Is there anything else at this time? We're being asked to feel within our body. Feel your body. Feel the energetics on the inside. If there are feelings of lost or not belonging, separateness, misunderstood, allow them to surface through your breath. Welcome them, breathe them in, see them, acknowledge them. See them whirling around you. Maybe you see words. Maybe you see pictures of situations that you've been in or that have lingered. Notice them around you now. Notice yourself in the middle as a still point, breathing, anchored to the earth, supported by the cosmos. A channel of light. We now ask that with a breath you expand your channel of light to fill the space around you. Breathe in. And on the out breath, expand. Feel this expansion. Feel yourself swimming and welcoming still all of these emotions, experiences, judgments, disempowerments, victimhoods. Feel them, look at them, breathe with them. Now, with one touch of a handle, with one pull of a chain, take a deep breath in and flush. Watching all of those experiences seen, grow smaller, 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 and off they go. Now take a deep breath in to the fresh bowl you are, to the fresh chalice you are, the Holy Grail. Breathe into this now. You are the Holy Grail. Sacred waters running through you. Feel and breathe. You get to choose what you fill your chalice with. Be discerning. Choose the way of love. Choose the way of the heart. Take time for yourself when you need time. This will help you reorient yourself in the direction that your soul leads you, in the direction of the oneness you are. You are most beloved. Just go ahead and open your eyes if they're closed. Move your hands. Feel your feet on the ground. Move your body. Okay. Take a look at your surroundings. Because it always feels like we go somewhere, although we're here anchored in our body. Howdy, Pac-Man. Fabio Durso. Hello, sweetie. Right back at you. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. I'm glad all of you were here to join me today. I apologize again for not showing up on the previous live, but time was needed, right? Happy 30th birthday. Thank you. All right. I'm going to pick a card to leave you guys with. And I'm just going to ask, what is it at this time that this collective here live or on the replay could possibly assist in knowing at this time? Bringing in the guidance of the ascended angels, masters, ascended star beings, elemental kingdom. The order of the rose. The white rose. Okay. I'm not really sure what the order of the white rose is. So I will be looking that up. You guys go ahead and look that up as well. Let's see. Yes, Pac-Man, I'm having a nice day. I've decided to bring some of what I had being over in the Chicago area recently to Colorado, and that is to get up and paddle on a lake first thing when I get up in the morning. No coffee, that is my coffee. And off I was paddling. I went paddling last night and watched the thunder roll in. It was beautiful. beautiful. In fact, some of that will be posted if it hasn't already. Some of it on Insta. So check out my links below in the descriptions of older videos and you'll find that. What do we need to know right now? What can assist us right now as we move forward in this day? The breathing rose. Heart healing emotions. Heart healing emotions. Connection. Time eases. I'm just going to take a moment and feel into this card. This card was pretty much me. That day that I needed time for myself, this is what was occurring. The breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. So again, we are being shown that it's okay. It's okay if we're in those times where we feel like we're out of control or we feel like the world is closing in on us. It's okay. It's okay to take the time. In the time, ease comes, connection returns, emotions heal. You can see this here by the womb. It's a nurturing that we do for ourselves when we take that time. So, thank you for joining me, everyone. I will see you again, more at the standard time, 11:11 Mountain Standard Time, live with love. I am Love. It's a pleasure to meet you and make your acquaintance. I look forward to seeing more of you guys when my memberships are up, and I feel like I'm ready to step into that dedication of meeting with all of you weekly, a couple times during the week, actually. I did have an idea that part of my memberships are going to be me reading to you. And so there might be a time before all that starts that I come on here live and I read you guys something. I don't know that it will be saved. It will only be live, I think, because of copyright, etc. I don't know all the logistics behind that stuff, but every so often I get a feeling I want to read with you guys. Or there's a message that wants to come through those readings of books. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, share this video with everybody. It helps me a lot. Know that if you haven't clicked on a video in a while, the lives might not show up. It's just part of the strange algorithm of YouTube. I've noticed myself wanting to explore people I'd seen ages ago, and I'm like, why aren't they showing up anymore? So the algorithm isn't exactly putting out there what you enjoy. So I will talk to you soon. As always, I am, we are one light, one love, one breath, one heart. I love you. Say that to yourself today. Look yourself in the mirror. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you for all that you are, all that you are becoming. I love you as you are. Isn't that something we would all like to hear from another? That you're perfect just as you are. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you guys again. 11:11 Mountain Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Adieu.